about driver's education. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults, I teach teens. This is Friday afternoon, rush hour, I-94 interstate, Chicago, Iowa, Indiana, Detroit. So we're going to talk about some of the things you need to do to really give you that confidence, help you spot dangers. I think it's really important that I keep my focus on you, the viewer. It's about you. Hey, how you doing? And it's really important. Can you hear me okay? It's really important that I focus on you guys and really connect with what you're here to learn how to drive. You're here because you want to get better. You're here to, my day was pretty good. It was a little crazy at the end of the day. We had a fire in the office, a couple issues going on. But when you keep good documentation, everything is good. And then sometimes every day is a challenge. Thank you. When you drive, you're going to have someone cut you off. You're going to have someone tailgate you. They're going to go really fast. They're going to go slow. So I think you need to take a step back. And what I try to do is relax a moment. And I think it's really important that you have peace before you get on the road, because you don't want to drive mad, M-A-D, right? So the first thing you get in the car, you lock your door. You put on your seatbelt, which I have on. And I wear comfortable clothing. I understand that it's life and death every day when you get out and drive. And I try to give you the real perspective of all of you learning how to drive. So I'm going to put my foot on the brake. This has a push to start. I have a key fob. And I want to pause a second. And what I like to do, I like to listen to the motor. Does the motor sound okay? Is it normal? Is it running high? Is it running low? Is it dripping oil? Because heaven knows I've been in cars and trucks where I've tried to do repairs or took it to a shop and spent a lot of money. It's still leaking oil. And you have to be ready for those things and be ready to survive on your own. And that's the biggest thing I want to tell you. You have to be the one to want to learn how to drive. I can motivate you. I can be your coach. I can be your uncle. I can be your big brother. But these videos are designed to help you, the viewer. Like this truck, people don't stop at stop signs. People go crazy on the expressway. So what we want to do is kind of avoid the craziness. So I'm going to put the car in reverse. And I'm going to look behind me, left and right. A tree fell down. You're going to see a tree. There was a big storm yesterday. So you always want to look. Okay? You always want to look. And parking lots are very dangerous areas. And literally, I'm looking around. We all need a supporter. That could be your boyfriend. That could be your girlfriend. That could be your mom. That could be your dad. That could be your boss. I want to show you this tree to show you how windy it is. Okay? You see this tree that fell down? It's crazy out here. This tree fell down. That's how windy it is. That's crazy. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn on my left blinker. Right? Use your blinker. It's something that is so important, but a lot of people just don't. They really don't. All right, we're going to make a right turn. And that's a cute little pit right there. Ooh, that dog's got the muzzle on. He or she must be a little feisty there. Right? Got to walk your dog with a muzzle on. I think it's important that you understand the purpose. You want to learn how to drive. The algorithm is pushing out this content to you because you want to learn. I have a good sense of humor. I have a good title, good thumbnail. So we're going to teach you. We come up to a corner and I'm going to first, you see this huge pothole here? Do you see this? That's crazy. So first what I'm going to do, I see the pothole because I have ground view. I'm looking left. I'm driving around. This will kill my car. Okay. You see, this will kill my car. So I'm going to drive around this. Thank God. Okay. This would have killed this car. Broke an axle, bent a rim. So you got to look. Okay. I'm going to drive around. And this time of year, you know, snow, cold, rain, that was crazy. That was the biggest pothole I've seen in a minute. All right. I'm going to turn on left turn signal. And you should start in neighborhoods, making these right turns, left turns, really focusing on lane line reference points. There's the Trailblazer, there's a Buick. I want to stay right in the middle, Middle. And then here's a speed bump. I'm going to go over slowly. This speed bump is designed to have you slow down. And I'm going to go over really easy. Now, I'm going to go up to the area, and I'm going to take my time. I'm going to turn on my right turn signal. Hopefully they will let me out, O-U-T. And I'm always inching up. I'm going to look. I'm making eye contact. I'm going to wave. And I'm just pausing because you got to be polite. We all got to try to get home and try to be safe. I'm going to wave again because I want to be extra. I don't want to get hit. Good afternoon, E. How are you doing today? Kind of a crazy day, but everything is good. It was a very up and down week. You know, getting to work, getting back into the routine is a little bit hard. But I really enjoyed us discussing cars. I learned a lot. Learned to spot value, okay? So we're gonna get on this ramp. This is the I-94 ramp, older expressway. You gotta build up speed, okay? And we're gonna come out about 55 or 60 and get right in the first lane. Okay, I'm gonna merge out. Bam, got it. That was beautiful, okay? All right, I'm taking my time, and we're about 55. Sometimes it's okay to drive slow and chilled. I'm in the first lane, we're about 55 miles an hour. I'm good. And you can relax and kind of think about your day, being safe, recognizing. I always think of what is the next opportunity? How can I be a good husband? How can I be a good dad? How can I be a good man? How can I help my community? That's what I think of. I don't know what you guys think of, but we all have a different perspective on life. Life is not fair, but you want to try to prepare yourself for opportunities. And I think once you walk enough or freeze at the bus stop or your friends cap on you, or I'm waiting for them, are you going to get over? I'm being extra nice. And that's fine. You will say enough is enough. I need to go ahead and plan to learn how to drive. Plan to learn how to not be a burden on my mom and dad. Financial burden. You know, 18, 19, 20, everyone is not ready to move out. Everyone does not go to college and then get a degree. Things are changing. You know, you could start a at-home business. So you really have to recognize your potential. And that's what I try to speak to you guys about through real life examples. I really try to speak to you through real life examples, because this is how we learn. Such as my mother used to say, if you sleep with dogs, you get fleas, to her two sons. I'm like, ooh, okay. So I'm just covering my brake, and you can't speed through here. This is rush hour, baby, and no one's going anywhere. I don't care if you got a Cybertruck, you know, a T-Rex, big vehicle, you're not going anywhere. So you have to learn to kind of keep things settled down, keep things in a perspective, and just kind of stay relaxed, right? That's how I try to be, even when things are crazy. Okay? When things are crazy. Because someone always has a bigger problem than you. And here are these big trucks going back to Canada. This is a part of our supply chain, but we want to stay away from these trucks, right? I may get over. I'm going to get over one lane. Good. And this is going to be a smooth drive. You don't always have to be the fastest zone, because everyone drag races to work. I'm gonna be the first one there. Everyone drag races home. I'm gonna be the next one there. That's how you have an accident. We're not trying to have an accident. We're trying to lock in and be safe and consistent. It's a place to go fast. But I find the biggest thing for me as an instructor, I want to tell all of you, don't leave late. Don't leave late. You can tell in my voice if I'm stressed. You've been watching me a minute. You can tell. I'm just a little tired today. I don't drive today, thank God. I drive tomorrow. I think 6 hours or 8 hours. Sunday, 6 or 8 hours. I got a nice schedule. I just drive on the weekends, not during the week. But my son is coming home from Lake Placid, New York, the Olympic Village, from a bobsled invitational. He'll be coming back to the metro area, I think, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. And I'm going to try to get him on and interview him and have him talk about that journey, because that's a really special journey. But he's traveled across the country and across the world, raised him to be independent like that. And he got his license right at 16. He's one of those kids, one of those young men. He counted backwards from when he was 16. So he got it when he's 16. But today people don't. They wait to 18, 20, 22, 24, 30. And that's a different thing today. And I may have a chance to interview a couple of people from some driving schools and really get their opinion. So that's really important. I'm scanning. We're cruising about 55. Everything's good. The middle lane is really smooth. And these big trucks, they're cruising about 60. I've been on the 401 before. It's up in Windsor, Canada, that area. So you got to know kilometers. But I think finding a good instructor is so vital. The longer I do this, I realize a lot of you want to get out and drive, but just because of certain anxieties or a money thing or a car thing, or you got a child, or it's just too complex. Again, I'm not complaining. You can drive and have a child. You can be a single parent and drive and have a child. This makes it a little bit harder. And because I'm putting you guys first, I'm reading the comments more. I'm listening to you more, as I should. So I'm trying to keep my space. All these cars are going to cut off these semi-trucks, so I'm just chilling. Keeping good speed and good space and a smile. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of stimuli. So I'm just trying to keep space. I don't want to tailgate the semi-truck, but also want to protect my space in front. Because a lot of these cars will just, this Passport is a equivalent to the Mazda. We're rolling at 25 miles an hour, all these cars. So I'm not a big tailgater. You see me trying to keep my room, right? Room gives you time. You want to have a minimum following distance of 3 seconds. I'm going to come from this pole, 1001, 1002. I'm about 3 seconds from this truck. This is a diesel truck coming up on my left. I'm not against diesel trucks there. It's a lot more expensive to maintain. But I think once you learn how to drive, you're going to go from school, home to a job. You got to have a job to drive. You got to have gas in the car. You got to have insurance. It could be the cheapest you can find. Trust me, I've looked everywhere to find the cheapest insurance. That could be $150 a month. That could be $125 a month. Most people have $1,000 deductible. The deductible is the amount of money you're going to pay. I don't know what they're doing. The deductible is the amount of money you're going to pay before you can get your car repaired. And the higher the deductible, the lower your payment is. I think also, look at whatever driver must know. That's very interesting too. And I think a lot of people want a pathway to drive. Look at videos, talk to an instructor, get some driving lessons, and get out there and drive. Fortunately, I was able to take driver's education in a public school. They had it. It was free. So that was a blessing. We're a little slow, but it's okay. It's nice to relax a little bit. Because if I get to the left lane, I'm going to have to do 80. People tailgating me. If I get to the right lane, I'm going to get cut off by cars. So the magic middle is chill. Liability insurance is very expensive for trucking companies, driver's education companies, rental companies. We're about almost 70 now. Trucks getting over to the right, RIGHT. So I'm picking up. They're from Quebec. I've been up there before. Anxiety does play a big role in learning how to drive. You got to have someone who's patient, who's going to walk you through the process, who's going to teach you. Get over one lane to the right, RIGHT. And you notice I'm picking up speed. I'm going to get in and out of the no zones instantly. Bam, done. To the left, LEFT. And I'm a little too close, so I gotta back off a little bit. The average speed out here is about 77 miles an hour. Plus or minus 5. Trying to keep good speed and good space. I see the red truck. I'm expecting someone to cut over or not use a blinker. It's called defensive driving. About 74 miles an hour. More smooth. See people crazy tailgating on the left. Cruising about 70. I'm fine. I'm good. Because sometimes you can kind of just relax everyone's a little bit different. It will be nice to interview people and see, okay, are you in a hurry? Yes. Are you in a hurry? No. Do you have to get where you're going? Yes. Get out of my way. Are you tired? Yes. About a third of the drivers out here are tired. And if you break down the side, there's a 19% chance you will be injured. I learned my appreciation from. And I'm just backing off because I see all the traffic. The white Kia tap brakes, so they're giving me a warning. So I'm not a tailgater. So one lesson you're going to see is not tailgating. And I'm trying to keep good speed and good space. A lot of these brake pads and rotors, no blinker. A lot of these brake pads and rotors, they are throwaway items. And if you're really hard on your brakes, you're going to spend $600,000, $800,000. And no one wants to do that. I know I don't want to spend unnecessary money unless I have to. Because there's going to be a certain earning potential. That could be like 19 to maybe 45, 46. You're going to be working, you're going to get in a company, you're going to get up to top of the pay scale, making 80, 90, full benefit package. But a lot of companies are cutting those benefit packages back. So you're going to be driving every day. You know, when you're learning to drive, you're going to have to get back and forth to work. First, you're going to be a single person driving. Getting up, shirt and tie on, dress on, getting your little coffee, you know, getting your little Starbucks, feeling good, you know, you take a selfie. Then 5 or 10 years later, you're going to have a son or a daughter. You're going to have to drop them off at daycare. I went through those days. I wasn't on social media yet. You're rushing to get out. You got to pick up your son or daughter. You're wondering where you are. They're crying. They hug your leg like, where are you? Like, I'm trying to get here, but I'm stuck in traffic. That's stress too. And then they're around 10 or 11, and they're watching you drive fast or road rage, and they learn it from you. Then around 14 to 15, it's time for driver's ed. Okay? So I was able to teach my daughter and her friends, son, because of his football schedule, getting a scholarship, I wasn't able to teach him. So parents, your sons and daughters are watching you. So if you road rage, they could or could not. If you're aggressive, they could or could not be. If you speed, they could or could not be speeders. So from day one, they're in the car, in that car seat, watching you, listening to you. So you got to be a good mentor. I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your son or daughter. I'm just simply saying, because my students tell me, yeah, my mom road rages, man. She cuts people's heads off. My dad, he's just chill. So the reality is a lot of you are going to drive with your dads because dads are real chill. The second part of you're going to drive with your mother, she's going to clock your teeth. Slow down. You're making me nervous. Okay? So communication is important. And driver's education is very expensive. I'm not going to lie, $550, $650. Here's why. The giant driver's ed companies are buying out all the mom and pop driver's ed companies. I've worked for a few. You know, they do about 3,000 kids a year. They got nice cars. You know, the max number is 36. They do about 20 kids every 6 weeks. You know, I know several teachers who have a driver's ed company, and they're good people, right? They gave me a great price. My daughter took driver's ed there for $200. Why? I was an instructor there, and I still am. That could be my retirement job. They're only going to pay me a set amount. So that's not going to pay the bills. I know what I'm worth. So I think analyzing this type of traffic will help you. Like the police are right there. Okay? If you drive guilty, you're going to get pulled over. Like, you know, pull me over, bro. I'm driving clean. I'm driving at the speed limit. Both hands on the wheel, seatbelt on. Come on. Okay? If you look for trouble, you're going to find trouble. Okay? We're not talking about an ICE agent and, you know, I'm not someone from the country. I'm a U.S. citizen. Just giving you examples. Okay? If you drive illegally, you're going to get pulled over. Let's just be real. Okay? So I always use my blinker. I always stop. I try to drive within the speed limit. I'm human just like everybody else. But those moments will help you become a great driver. We want to become a great driver through experience, through dedication. And that's what it takes, through experience and dedication. I need you to subscribe and follow me. Bye.